Good morning. We'll start our discussion. In the previous class, we saw what is classification and what are the decision tree. So, Ross Quinlan was the person who is a machine learning researcher. In 1970, decision tree was formed. It was developed by University of Sydney, Australia. So, depending upon different programs which are required for machine learning, your decision tree is one such algorithm which can be applied for your machine learning technique as well. It is one of the supervised machine learning technique. So, we have dealt with entropy. So, your entropy can be, in a nutshell, there can be two types of entropy. Your entropy can be either low or entropy can be high. So, what is the highest entropy value? So, the highest entropy value that you can get is 1 and the low or lowest entropy value is 0. So, your entropy can vary from 0 to 1. So, your lower entropy is, for example, these two kids are having soup. So, if we take the analogy, the entropy can be easily explained by the amount of soup that is distributed. So, here the soup is only in the bowl. So, the distribution of your entropy is very limited. So, you can say it is low entropy, whereas here it is uniformly sampled over the whole dining room. So, the entropy was coined by Claude Shannon. It is one of the term which is derived from information theory. So according to the Shannon, who made experiments in Bell Laboratory, he found out entropy to be the range 0 to 1, where lowest entropy is 0 and highest entropy of any object could be 1. So next, this is what I was talking about the previous day. So your entropy will usually follow what is this distribution? This is called as standard distribution or the normal curve. So here, based upon the entropy values, your lowest entropy will be always 0 and highest entropy can be 1. So what is this? This is the probability. So the probability of the values of entropy could range from 0 to 1 in both x-axis as well as y-axis. Y-axis indicates the entropy of an object, whereas x-axis indicates its probability. Here, each point in this curve is a sample. So, S is the sample that for which you are trying to find the entropy. So, S is a set of training examples here. So, your probability can consist of, or your P can be the proportions of both positive as well as negative example. From 0 till it reach the maximum point of your entropy, it is a positive example. From the maximum point of entropy to 1, you can see the negative example. So this is the standard curve of entropy where it follows normal distribution. So in normal distribution, what do you mean by normal distribution? Your samples when plotted should follow a bell curve. So here you can see it follows the bell curve. So entropy is one of the measure which helps you to find out impurities between the sample. So whenever you are trying to classify set of sample S, so it can be either classified properly or it can be misclassified. The amount of misclassification of the proportion is called as impurity. So in order to measure that impurity, entropy is one of the measure. So you can write entropy is a measure of impurity of all the samples that you are considered. So your samples can be either, it can be a proportion of positive examples or negative examples. So this is about entropy. So entropy helps you to measure the impurities that are there within the samples. So this is the formula for entropy. So the entropy of S is calculated by minus P log base 2 to P. So whenever we say minus P, because we are considering both positive examples as well as negative examples, this entropy formula can be written as minus P positive, that is your positive example log base 2 of positive example, minus proportions of negative examples log base 2 of negative examples. So in your decision tree, whenever you are trying to find whether the decision can be done based upon the class variable, what is the first step is? The first step is to calculate your entropy. So in entropy, you can have both positive examples as well as negative examples. So we'll start with decision tree. Here, what we are trying to do is, I'll say the gist of decision tree. So this is your class label. So the last column of your data set is the class label. Here, what you are trying to investigate is whether attribute wind is dependent on deriving the decision. Here, the decision is we have to decide when. These are the number of days. The first column is days. Second column is outlook. That is the weather. Whether it is sunny, overcast or rainy. Similarly, you have temperature where you have three values: hot, mild and cool. In humidity, you have high and normal. Similarly, for wind, you have weak and strong. So what we are supposed to do in a decision tree is, we will first find out which is the attribute which will give you the highest entropy. So here what we are trying to do is, by using this 4 attributes, you should be able to form a tree structure in such a way that whichever attribute has the highest entropy, that will be the root node of your decision tree. So finally what you should be able to derive is, this is your class variable or the decision variable. Based upon the values that are there in your class variable, here you can observe in your class variable you have only 2 values, yes or no, right? So this is a decision tree with binary attribute. Why binary attribute? Because this is your class label. Here our whole intention is, depending upon outlook, temperature, humidity and wind, you are trying to decide whether a person can play tennis or not on a particular day. So this is the data set consisting of 14 days of data starting from day 1 to day 14, and there are different values for attributes: outlook, temperature, humidity and wind. What we have to decide is whether on a particular day person can play tennis or not. In this example, particularly, the question is asked to investigate about the attribute wind. Fine. I hope you are able to follow. So with this, what you will do is, first class label has to be considered. So find out the entropy of the whole system. So find out the entropy for play tennis. How many positive examples are there? Which are S are positive example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 positive examples. So totally there are 14. So 14 minus 9, 5 are your negative proportions. So the number of positive proportions are 9 on 14, and number of negative sample is 5 on 14. So apply to the formula and let me know what is the value of your entropy. Yeah, you can type the answer in chat. So what is the entropy? So there are 9 positive proportions and 5 negative proportions. So it will be minus 9 by 14 log base 2 to 9 by 14 minus 5 by 14 log base to 5 by 14. So what is the answer? Yeah, you can use chat to say the answer. So what are we trying to find us? We are finding the entropy of the total system. So the entropy of system is, yeah, correct. So minus, so there are, when in the collection of that particular last column, there are 9 positive values, 5 negative values. So the total entropy is 0.940, right? So yeah, most of you have answered it correctly. So that is the entropy of the decision label. Now considering the decision label, find out entropy for each of the attribute. Now try it for Outlook, where Outlook is sunny. One second. I'll share the screen. Yeah. So now we have found the entropy for the last column, right? So similarly, find out for wind. First we'll find out wind, because in question they have asked for wind. So if you consider wind, there are 14 entries, out of which there are 2 values your wind can take, either weak or strong. So the number of values where there is weak is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8 values, find out how many of them is yes and how many of them is no. See what you will do, there are 8 values, right? For wind, when the value of wind is weak, there are 8 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of these 8 entries, find out how many are positive and how many are negative. Here if you see 1, 2 are negative and 6 are positive. Similarly, when wind is strong, how many of them are positive? So strong, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cases, out of which how many of them are wrong? 3 are positive and 3 are negative, right? So for wind, where the value is weak, there are 6 positive and 2 negative. Similarly, for wind strong, there are 3 positive, 3 negative. So what I want you to do is, for wind weak, find the entropy. Similarly, for wind strong, find the entropy, applying the entropy formula. So out of 8, so it will be minus 6 by 8 log base 2 of minus 6 by 8. Then minus 2 by 8 log 2 of minus 2 by 8. Similarly, find out for even entropy when wind is strong, and let me know the answers. Yes, Neha, right. So find out, yeah, wind weak is 0.811, correct, for weak. Similarly, find out for strong. Yeah, strong is 1. See, there is no need to calculate. Whenever you have equal number of positive as well as negative samples, the entropy will be always be equal to 1. So now what we have to find is, once we know the entropy of the attribute, we have to subtract the entropy of this 2 with the total entropy. So this is called as information gain. So the first variant of decision tree that we will be discussing is based upon information gain. It is also called as ID3. So ID3 means iterative dictomizer. So the first variant of decision tree is finding the decision tree based upon information gain. So we'll see. See, your information gain is given by the formula entropy of the total system minus summation of a particular attribute considering both weak and strong. In this case, this is for wind, where SV is the total number of weak attributes divided by the total sample into the entropy of weak minus the attribute which are strong divided by total number of columns into entropy of strong. So we have calculated entropy of weak as 0.811. Similarly, entropy of strong is 1. So how many labels were there with, or how many entries or tuples were there with weak, wind? So there were 8. So it is minus 0.940 is the total entropy of the system, minus 8 out of 14 tuples were weak multiplied by entropy of weak minus how many of them were strong? 6 tuples out of 14 were strong multiplied by its entropy. So we are considering example of wind. So wind can take two possibilities, weak and strong. So we are applying to this formula. So this formula says the gain of system with respect to wind. With respect to wind is the total entropy subtracted by summation of the division of tuple multiplied by its entropy will give you the gain. So this is the total gain for wind. That is 0.048 is the answer. So this is the, I'll repeat again. So the first variant of decision tree is called as information gain, where gain is calculated. So the information gain is calculated by the formula entropy of the system minus summation of the number of entries which belongs to a particular attribute by total number of attributes multiplied by its entropy. So similarly, whenever we took wind as an attribute, we are able to get two values, that is weak and strong. So this formula will be written as entropy of S minus how many samples wind were weak? 8. So 8 by 14 of entropy of S weak. Similarly, minus 6 by 14 into entropy of S strong. So we have already calculated entropy of weak and entropy of strong. Substitute in this formula. So you will get the information gain of wind with respect to the decision variable S. So here S is your decision variable. Check whether you are able to follow. Any doubts? How do we get entropy of weak? Yeah, Yuvraj, I'll explain. See here, in this particular column, because we are finding the information gain of wind, you have to check how many tuples of wind has weak in its entry. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 entries. Out of 8 entries of weak, you will now pair this with the decision variable. So decision variable is this. How many entries of weak was positive or negative? See, for the first entry, weak is no. Second entry, weak is yes, yes. And here it is no. So if you observe for the weak entries, so only 2 out of 8 entries are negative, 6 are positive. So this is what we have written here. For wind is equal to weak, there are 6 positive entries, 6 negative entry. So what you will do, you will apply this to the formula. What is the formula for entropy? So minus P. So how many total samples were there with wind is equal to weak? There are 8 samples, 6 plus 2. So apply that in this formula. Where is the formula? One second. Where I said the formula. Minus P. Yeah, the formula is minus P log base 2 of minus P. So it is minus 6 by 8 log base 2 of minus 6 by 8 minus 2 by 8 log base 2 of 2 by 8. So for this, you will get the answer as 0.811 for S weak. Similarly, for S strong, there are, for S strong, there are 3 values with no and 3 values with S. See, observe this. Strong no 1, strong no 2, strong with no is 3. Similarly, strong with S is 3. So if the number of positive example and negative examples are same, entropy will be equal to 1. So what you did, you entered the values of entropies in the formula. So you will get the information gain. So the information gain for your wind is 0.048. So now similarly do it for outlook, temperature and humidity. Yeah, try it. So for outlook, how many values you can have? You can have sunny, overcast and rain. So write down how many values of sunny, overcast and rain are there. In sunny, how many of them are positive attribute? How many of them are negative attribute? Similarly, for overcast, how many overcast attributes are there? How many of them are positive? How many of them are negative? Similarly, for rain. So once you get the entropy of all this, you will find out the information gain of outlook. So we will take only this particular row now. So how many values of sunnies are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. So make a note of it. Outlook. When outlook is equal to sunny, there are 5 entries or 5 tuples. Similarly, when outlook is overcast, how many entry are there? 4 entry are there. And when outlook is rain, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows are there. So for sunny, now find out this outlook with the decision variable. Sunny with no, sunny with no, sunny with no. So there are 3 values with sunny is equal to no, sunny with no, and with sunny with yes, there are 2 attributes, right? So find out the entropy first. Find out the entropy of sunny, overcast and rain. Okay, I'll tell, make a note of this first. So write outlook. In outlook, you can have 3 values, sunny, overcast and rain. So first we will take up only sunny. So in sunny, how many entries are there? There are 5 entries. Out of 5 entries, 3 are positive, 2 are negative. So find the entropy for sunny and share the answers. So there are 5 entries where 3 are positive. So it is minus 3 by 5 log base 2 of 3 by 5 minus 2 by 5 log base 2 of 2 by 5. That is the entropy of sunny. So find the answer. What is the answer? What is entropy of Sunny? Guys, solve it. If I say everything, I may not know whether you are following or not. So quickly find out entropy for Sunny. Yeah, Yuvraj, you have taken only positive. Similarly, take it for negative. So it is minus 3 by 5 log 2 of 3 by 5 minus 2 by 5 log 2 of 2 by 5. What is the answer? Yeah, correct. So it is 0.97. Atev and Anshika, yeah, it's correct. This is the entropy for Sunny. Similarly, find out entropy for Overcast. So your Overcast has how many values? 4 entries. So how many yes and how many no? Overcast is yes. Overcast is yes. Again here is yes. So Overcast, all 4 values are yes. So correct. Because all 4 are yes, your entropy will be 0. Correct. So similarly, consider for next attribute, that is rain. So in rain, how many entries are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries are there. Out of 5 entries, how many of them are yes? 1, 2, 3 are yes and 2 are no. So the entropy will be same, that is 0.97. So now we know entropy of outlook. When outlook is sunny, entropy is 0.97. When outlook is overcast, entropy is 0. When outlook is rain, entropy is 0.97. So now what you will do is, you will find out, yeah, Yuvraj, it's correct. So now find out the information gain of outlook. So how will you find out information gain? You know the total entropy value. The total entropy value should be subtracted with each one of this. So how many sunny values are there? You have 5, overcast is 4 and rainy is 5. So how you will write? The total entropy minus 5 by 14 into entropy of sunny minus overcast is 4. So 4 by 14 into entropy of overcast minus 5 by 14 into entropy of rain. So what will be the total information gain of outlook? Guys, you are following? Neha. So this will be the information gain of outlook, 0.246. Similarly, they have calculated for humidity and temperature. Now you calculate for humidity and temperature and check whether the information gain value you will get the same. Guys, so this is the information gain for wind. Similarly, now calculate for humidity as well as wind. So if you go across the table back, that is the humidity. Yeah, Neha, it is correct. Information gain is correct. So go back to the table. So we have calculated information gain of outlook. Now find out the information gain of temperature and humidity. Wind we have already calculated, right? So for temperature, how many attributes are there? There are 3 attributes. Out of this 3 attributes, similarly, find out how many attributes are there with decision no, how many attributes are there with decision yes. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 attributes as the values hot, and with the label less you have 2. So there are 2 labels with yes and 2 labels with no. So if there are equal number of positive and negative sample, entropy will be 1. So there is no need to calculate for this. Entropy is 1. Similarly, for mild, how many entries are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries are there. Out of 6 entries, find out how many are yes and how many are no. So there are here 1, 2, 3, 4 yes and 2 no. Right? So find out the entropy of temperature with respect to mild. So out of how many entries? Out of 6 entries, 4 are positive and 2 are negative. So find out the entropy of mild. Similarly, find out the entropy of cool. So you will get all the entropies. This entropies should be subtracted with the total information gain of the system. Sorry, the total entropy of the system. Then you will get the information gain with respect to temperature. Similarly, if I consider humidity, there are 2 values, high and normal. So how many high values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, right? Yeah, 7 high values are there. Out of this 7 high values, find out how many are positive. 2 is positive. Yeah. 2 positive. Rest are negative. So find out entropy with respect to high, entropy with respect to normal. So once you find entropy with high and normal, what you will do? Again, you will substitute the entropies with the information gain formula. So according to the information gain formula, the total entropy should be subtracted with the humidity value with I into its entropy, humidity value normal with its entropy. So now let us discuss. So if I take the humidity value, the entropy that you have to get is around 0.940, where humidity is highest, you have 3 positive labels, 4 negative labels. So the entropy is 0.985, and for normal there are 6 positive attributes and 1 negative. So if you find out entropy of humidity with the value normal, you will get the value as 0.592. Okay. Check whether you follow. Check this. See, in humidity with value high, you have 3 positive, 4 negative. So any one of you apply this for the entropy formula and check whether the value is correct. So what is the total value? There are 7 values with high. So it will be 3 by 7 minus 3 by 7 log base 2 of 3 by 7 minus negative values now 4 by 7 log base 2 of 4 by 7. So your entropy should be 0.985. Yeah, check now whether the entropy value is proper for humidity. Yeah, correct. So most of you have checked. So now see, for humidity high and normal, so these are the entropies. So what is the total gain? Total gain was 0.940. So now you take only the positive samples. So out of the positive samples, 7 were positive and 7 were negative, right? See here. So you do it as 7 by 14 of this entropy and 7 by 14 of this entropy. This will give you the information gain with respect to humidity. For wind, we have already calculated. So for each of the attribute, what we will do is we will calculate the information gain. So this will be your values. S is the decision variable, that is plate NS. So the gain of outlook with respect to the decision variable S is 0.246. Similarly, the gain of humidity with respect to the decision variable S is 0.51, 0.048, 0.029. So once you get the information gain of all the attributes in your data set, so this are arranged in the highest to lowest order. So which attribute has the highest entropy now? Which has the highest entropy? Yeah, Amruta. Correct. Outlook. So once you have taken all the gain of all the attributes, the highest information gain is got from outlook. So the most of the information about the decision is given by the outlook attribute. So this outlook attribute should be the root node. Okay. So what we are supposed to do now is, now we will take this outlook as the root node of your decision tree. Fine. So now your outlook can have three values: sunny, overcast, rain. I hope you are able to follow till here. I will brief it again. So in decision tree, what we are basically doing is, you have one column with the decision variable. This is your class label. Because this is a supervised learning technique, this is the class label. So the whole intention is, when your weather condition, say it is when outlook is one value, temperature is one value, humidity, wind, based upon this attributes, you have to determine on a particular day, can you play tennis or not? That is the problem. So here this can be tackled by using decision tree. In decision tree, there are three variants. So the first variant is ID3. ID3 is called as iterative dictomizer. So iterative dictomizer works on the principle of information gain. So the first step that you will be doing in decision tree is, based upon the decision variable, you will find out the entropy of the decision variable. So here entropy will constitute both positive example as well as negative example. So here you find out how many are positive, how many are negative, and based upon this, what you will do, you will find out the entropy. So from this, it is evident that there are 9 positive values and 5 negative values. So you will apply this to the formula: minus 9 by 14 log base 2 of 9 by 14 and minus 5 by 14 log base 2 of 5 by 14. So that will give you the entropy of the whole system as 0.940, right? So now we are able to find out entropy of the system as 0.940. Now we have to take each attribute and find out its entropy. So first we'll consider wind. So in wind, it can take two values, strong and weak. So what we will do is, when wind is weak, we will find out how many has positive decision and how many has negative decision. So based upon this, if I refer wind with weak, see here the negative decision is 1, 2, 2 are negative, rest are positive. So same thing we have written here. So there are 6 positive decisions, 2 negative decisions. So based upon this, you will find the entropy for wind when the value is negative. Similarly, wind when value is strong, that is the entry of wind is strong. So there are 3 positive, 3 negative. Note, whenever the number of positive samples and negative samples in your data set is same, entropy will be highest. So here the entropy is 1. So once you find out entropy of weak as well as strong, you will go ahead and find the information gain of wind. So this has to be read as information gain of wind with respect to the decision variable S. So because this is the decision variable S, you will take entropy of S minus how many samples were positive divided by total number of samples into entropy of positive samples. Similarly, the number of negative samples divided by total number of samples into entropy of wind when it is strong. Now if I take wind as example, your wind can take only two values, weak and strong. So here your SV can take two values, weak and strong. So if I want to elaborate this, this is nothing but summation of wind when it is weak by total number of tuples into entropy of weak. So the next will be entropy of wind, the total number of entries with wind and decision is strong divided by the total number of tuples into entropy of wind strong, right? So when I consider the whole thing, there are 8 entries where S is weak and there are 6 entries where your S in this case is wind. So there are 8 entries when wind is weak, 6 entries when wind is strong. So you will apply it to this formula and you will get this value. This value is nothing but this is information gain of wind with respect to the decision variable yes. So we have done for only one particular attribute of your data set, that is wind. Similarly, do it for outlook, temperature and humidity. So if you do for outlook, temperature and humidity, finally you will get the values as 0.246, 0.151, 0.048, 0.029. So this is for all the attributes. See here, outlook, humidity, wind, temperature. So we had 4 attributes in the table. We have found out information gain of each variable with respect to its decision variable. So now, once we have found out entropy, the attribute with the maximum entropy is chosen. Here, which attribute has the maximum entropy? Outlook has the maximum entropy. So, outlook is taken as the root node of your decision tree. Fine. Guys, you are able to follow? Ma'am, please brief all how 3 positive, 3 negative. Yeah, Anshika, I'll say how 3 positive, 3 negative. See here, in wind strong, see how many entries are there with wind strong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries are there. How many of them are positive? Positive in the sense, the label is, so 1, 2, 3. So, when the attribute value wind is strong, how many decision variable are yes? 3 variables are yes. Similarly, when wind is strong, how many attribute decision variable is no? 1, 2, 3 are no. So, if I take wind with the value strong, there are 3 negative values. Negative value means the decision value should be no. And there are 3 entries with decision variable yes, which are positive examples. So yes and no can also be considered as positive and negative examples. So if you take strong, see there is 1, 2, 3. So with respect to strong, there are 3 entries with decision no. Similarly, when you take strong, there are 3 entries with decision yes. So it means that for attribute wind with the value strong, there are 3 positive decision and 3 negative decision. So whenever the number of positive decision and negative decisions are equal, entropy will be equal to 1. So if you have only positive or only negative, then your entropy will be equal to 0. This we have seen here in overcast. In overcast, all of them was yes, right? All of the samples for your overcast is yes. That is, all of them are positive. So your entropy will be 0. There is no need to calculate. Similarly, if you have one more attribute with all the decision variable as no, then the entropy will be 0. So 2 points that you have to note: when the number of positive samples as well as negative samples are equal, entropy will be equal to 1. When you have only the positive samples or only the negative samples, your entropy value will be 0. So now we'll continue. So which attribute has the highest information gain? Your outlook has the highest information gain. So your outlook will be the root node of your decision tree. See now, outlook will be the root node of decision tree, where you have 9 positive samples and 5 negative samples. 9 positive, 5 negative. It means that, what does it mean? 9 of the values in your outlook will have decision yes, and 5 entries will have decision no. Now this has 3 childs. That is, it can take 3 values. It can either take sunny, overcast or rainy. Here we are considering all days, D1 to D14. So out of 14, 9 as the decision variable yes, 5 as the decision variable no. So similarly for sunny, find out how many entries have sunny. So day 1, day 2, day 8, day 9 and day 11 are the values with outlook sunny, out of which 2 are positive. What do you mean by positive? 2 as the decision as yes, 2 entries. 3 entries with value sunny as decision as no. Similarly for overcast, there are 4 entries. On day 3, day 7, day 12 and day 13, all 4 as positive. So what do you mean by this? All 4 as the decision variable is, and none of them are 0. So here, see, note one thing, because all are positive, so directly you can derive the result as yes, and you can stop outlook as overcast here, because there is no need of continuing with overcast, because all are positive. There is no confusion between whether it is yes or no. The decision is very clear here. So directly you can say yes. Whereas for rain, rain was observed in day 4, day 5, day 6, day 10 and day 14. Out of this 5 entries, 3 add decision variable yes and 2 add decision variable no. So this is the first step. So the root node of decision tree is formed. So because, how did you decide the root node to be outlook? Because outlook is an attribute with the highest information gain, right? You have found out information gain for all the attributes. When I found out information gain of all the attributes, I found out that outlook is the attribute with the highest information gain. So I made outlook as my root node. Guys, you are able to follow? Yeah, out of this, your outlook can take 3 values, right? It can take sunny, overcast and rain. So out of these 3 values, you have decided on which days the outlook was sunny. Similarly, on which days outlook was overcast. Similarly, on which days the outlook was rainy. And you have also taken note of the decision variables. How many days the decision variable was yes. So for sunny, 2 tuples were yes, 3 were no. For overcast, 4 tuples were yes and 0. Because here the decision is evident, you can directly say yes. For rain, again there are 3 positive, that is 3 value with yes and 2 value with no. So this is the first step. So now we have done this. Okay. So next, again iteratively you have to follow all these steps and find out information gain and entropy. So the name iterative dictomizer, ID3. So why this step is called as iterative dictomizer is whatever step you have done in order to find out this. So in order to find out the next attributes here, see, this is done because there is no confusion here. Decision is already made for overcast. So now I have to decide which attribute should come here and which attribute should come here. So again, what I will do, I will first find out the entropy of sunny now. So I know sunny is 5 days, out of which there are 2 positive, 3 negative. Correct? So find out the entropy for sunny first. So once you find out entropy of sunny, you will again start with, it can take how many values? It can take 3 values. 3 values are, you can either use humidity here, temperature here, wind here. So again, you will find out. Now you have to compare 2 things. Wait, I'll show. Second step is, see, now in the first step, along with the decision variable, I considered only one attribute. That is, I considered wind one time, humidity one time, temperature one time, and outlook one time. Now what I have to do is, I have to take out the entries which have sunny. How many entries are there? 5 entries are there with sunny. Right. So I will find out the entropy of sunny first. Keep it. So out of sunny here, next if I want to consider, say, temperature, I will check the entries. Now I will be comparing 3 rows. That is your decision row, outlook row, and temperature row. Right? Don't get confused. Guys, don't get confused. See, I will repeat again. So for sunny with temperature, how many values are there? 1, 2, I will highlight. So wait, yeah. Sunny with hot, 2 entries, sunny with mild, sunny with cool, and sunny with mild. So if you take this, sunny with hot, you have 2 entries, sunny with mild, you have 2 entries, and sunny with cool, you have 1 entry. And similarly, its decision variable is no, S. So 2 of them are yes and 3 of them are no. So see here. So 3 of them are positive, 3 by 5, 2 of them are negative, right? Because there were 2 hot with yes, 2 of them are positive. So what will be your entropy? 0. 2 of them with mild. So again, 2 are positive only. So entropy is 0. So total gain of humidity with respect to sunny is 0.97. Similarly, you will find out for temperature and wind. So these are the values that you are getting. So if you check here, so what are the values? 0.970. What is the next value? See here, 0.970, 0.570, 0.019. So if I consider all this, which of them has the highest information gain here? Humidity has the highest information gain because it is 0.970. So now I will decide here, when outlook is sunny, here the next root node would be your humidity. Why humidity? So when I found out the information gain of humidity with respect to sunny, I got it as 0.970. Similarly, temperature with information gain of sunny, the value is 0.570. Wind with sunny, 0.019, which has the highest value. Humidity has the highest value with respect to sunny. Right? So here I figured out I have to use humidity. So what I'll do next is, for each path I will take, for sunny I found out humidity. So humidity can be high or normal. So let us go back. See. So now I have figured out where it is humidity. So if I go back, whenever overcast is sunny and humidity is high, it is no. Whenever overcast is sunny, humidity is high, it is no. Whenever overcast is sunny, and humidity is high, it is no. So it is clear that whenever the overcast is sunny and humidity is high, the decision is clearly no. Whenever overcast is sunny and humidity is normal, it is yes. Whenever it is sunny and humidity is normal, it is yes. So I can complete this decision tree now, right? So what I can do, whenever overcast is sunny and humidity is high, decision is no. Whenever overcast is sunny and humidity is normal, decision is yes. So this is completed. So now if I go to the one more attribute of your outlook, that is rain, there is no need to find out for humidity, because humidity has already been taken up, and even overcast you are able to decide. So you will now go ahead and find out the information gain of rain with respect to what attributes. So now I have to find the entries of rain. Humidity is already taken. So take only temperature and wind. Out of temperature and wind, find out which has the highest information gain. Then you will come across wind to have highest information gain when you calculate. So this will delve down to wind. So if you check the table, when outlook is rain and wind is strong, decision is no. When outlook is rain and wind is weak, decision is yes. So we will clarify once again. So when outlook is rain and wind is weak, decision is yes. When outlook is rain, wind is weak, decision is yes. Correct. Then when outlook is rain, decision is weak, it is yes. When outlook is rain, decision is strong, it is no. So we can complete the decision tree like this. So what we did, we have taken entropy of the whole system and each attribute entropy with respect to that system, and we have found out information gain for each attribute. Once I know information gain of each attribute, whichever attribute has the highest information gain, that will be your root node. Once I know outlook is the root node, your outlook can have three values: sunny, overcast, and rain. In this case, overcast, all were positive. So it means that whenever the outlook is overcast, you can directly play the tennis. Then for sunny, you have to decide which is the next node. So in order to decide which is the next node, again you have to find out the entropy of the other attributes. So you have taken up outlook already. So we are left with three more. What is that three more? Temperature. What are the three more? You want to see the table again. So outlook is taken up. So temperature, humidity, and wind has to be calculated. Entropy of these three with respect to sunny. So once you find out entropy of these three with respect to sunny, you will go ahead and find out information gain of temperature, information gain of humidity, information gain of wind. Whichever has got the highest information gain. In our case, we got humidity to have highest information gain. So now humidity will be your child node for root node outlook. So in this place, you will fill up humidity now. So you will fill up humidity, and humidity can have values high and normal. So there is no ambiguity between the decision. So whenever the outlook is sunny and humidity is high, your decision is no. And whenever your outlook is sunny and humidity is normal, your decision is yes. Similarly, whenever outlook is rain, with respect to the rain, already you have taken up outlook and humidity. So you will try for only two columns, that is your wind and temperature. Out of wind and temperature, wind has got the highest information gain. So you will assign wind to the next node of outlook when the value of outlook is rain. So your wind can again take two values, strong and weak. So based upon these values, you can derive a rule saying that when outlook is rain and wind is strong, your decision is no. When outlook is rain and wind is weak, your decision is yes. So what we are able to get? We are able to get the decision tree which helps you to derive when you can play tennis. For example, we will take only the positive cases. When outlook is sunny and humidity is normal, yes, you can play. When outlook is overcast, you can play tennis. Similarly, if outlook is rain and wind is weak, you can go ahead and play tennis. When you cannot play, when outlook is sunny and humidity is high, you cannot play. When outlook is rain and wind is strong, you cannot play tennis. So by this, what we did, see here, whenever you took only the data set here, you were not able to derive because there are both positive as well as negative samples. Your decision is yes and no. For each one of them, you cannot consider. So what we did, step by step, we took one of the attribute with highest information gain. It found out to be outlook. In outlook, again, you took 3 values. For this 3 values, you figured out which is the next attribute with the highest information gain you can take. For outlook sunny, you figured out humidity will give you the highest information gain. So again for humidity, there are only 2 values, high and normal. But here when we checked, clearly there was no ambiguity between the decision. So this was solved. So now outlook with humidity is solved. Then outlook overcast, because the entropy is, what is the entropy? 0. There is no other information that you can extract from overcast because entropy is already 0. So you will go ahead with the next value of the outlook, which is rain. So for rain, again you will consider temperature and wind. Whichever will get the highest information gain value, you will consider that. When you check for rain, temperature and wind got highest information gain. So by taking wind into consideration, again wind has 2 values, weak and strong. But when we tried, again the decision was clearly made without any ambiguity. So we will stop there. So what we got from this, temperature, the attribute temperature doesn't have much impact on the decision taken. So by the decision tree, what important things you noted is, you are able to find out which attribute has the highest information. So outlook has the highest information. So which attribute is more important with respect to outlook, temperature, humidity and wind? Outlook is the most important attribute in order to derive the result. And similarly, which is the attribute which can be neglected? Temperature can be neglected because entropy is very low in case of temperature. It is negligible. So this will not help you to find out any decision. So based upon this, using iterative method, that is using the information gain iteratively, we are able to form a decision tree which easily helps you to find out a rule. So finally what we can do is, given an data set, we are able to find out which particular attribute is important, which is not important, and again we are able to find out the decision in a better way rather than using it in a data set format. So yeah, so once you are able to get the decision tree, what you can do is, you can make rules out of decision tree. See here, if outlook is sunny and humidity is high, then your decision will be no. If outlook is sunny and humidity is high, your decision is no. Similarly, if outlook is sunny and humidity is normal, your decision will be yes. If your outlook is overcast, decision is yes. If your outlook is rain and wind is strong, decision is no. If outlook is rain and wind is weak, decision is yes. So from this decision tree, I can get 5 rules. 2 with respect to sunny, 1 with respect to overcast, and 1 with respect to rain, which are the values of attribute outlook. So by this, what we did, we have solved the problem of ambiguity between whether you can play tennis on a particular day or not. So with this, you can properly form a decision tree structure, and this decision tree, from this decision tree, you can also get the rules. So based upon the rules, now this is your training. Now if I ask you to find out, what is the decision when outlook was sunny and humidity is normal. So by tracking to this this tree, if I get us one more sample, for example, I will consider, say, one more sample. For example, I'll take D6. Okay, I'll take D6 and check. Your outlook is rain. Outlook is rain, and we have to take wind. When outlook is rain and wind is strong, what is the decision I got? So according to the table, when outlook is rain and wind is strong, the decision is no, right? So this is your training set. Why I am calling this as training set? Because you have the class label. Now, once I have trained the model with the decision tree algorithm, this will be my model. From this model, I can get the rule. So this is the rule. Once I get the rule out of the model, if I get one more test set without class label, I can clearly check to which particular decision can be taken. For example, if I say outlook is sunny and temperature is high, humidity is normal. So what you will do? Because temperature is not so evident in our case, we will take only outlook and humidity. So my question is, outlook is sunny, temperature is high, humidity is normal. So what will be the decision? Guys, what will be the decision? If outlook is sunny, temperature is high, and wind is strong. So this is my test set now. What will be the decision? Yeah, correct, Kiran. Decision will be no, because we have considered three things: outlook, humidity, and outlook, temperature, and wind. Because it is evident from the decision tree, there is no emphasis for temperature. I will consider only outlook and wind. Outlook is rain, okay, and in the test set they have given temperature, but according to the decision tree, the temperature is not evident, so I will leave temperature. Next attribute is wind is strong. Wind is strong, so the decision is no. So in this case, this is correctly classified as no. So this is about the first method of constructing your decision tree, that is using your ID3. Why it is called as iterative dictomizer? Iterative because in each step you have to calculate the entropy and information gain. It is called as dictomizer because if you see, the number of no labels and yes labels are divided separately. So the decision will be clear here. So there is no tuple where you are trying to decide whether it is yes or no. So that is the meaning of dictomizer or dictomization, where you are dividing all your negative samples, that is no separately and yes separately. So if you get a negative sample, your final decision will be no. If you get the positive attributes through your decision tree, your final decision will be yes. So this is about iterative dictomizer. I'll not take up with the next method. It will be confusing. So based upon ID3, we have solved one particular problem, and I'll be giving one problem for your assignment today. So that is this problem. Let me go ahead and I'll explain once. Yeah, I'll be sharing this. So this is using ID3. You will, so we have already seen about play tennis. So now based upon age, income, student, and credit rating, you have have to find out whether he or she can buy computer or not. Here the class label is buy computer. So what I want to do is for same, that is age, income, student and credit rating, find out which has the highest information gain, and you have to give me the answer for decision tree. Okay, this I'll be sharing. One second. This is the assignment. Copy this or take a screenshot. So after taking ID3, you have to check whether a person can buy computer by taking the attributes age, income, student and credit rating. So based upon these 4 attributes, you should be able to decide whether he or she buys computer or not. So this is the training set. Use ID3 for this. Take the screenshot. So if you have understood that play tennis data set, this is the next data set for assignment. I guess you'll be able to solve this. Okay, take a screenshot of this.